to God for keeping the team in the Premiership. Recall that Sharks was in distress the beginning part of last season, because the last time I checked, Sharks was at the bottom 4 of the league at various times for 22 weeks. And at week 23, they left the bottom 4 and remained there till the end of the league and finally finished 8th position on the log. That was tremendous achievement. In fact, the Nigerian football tagged it as a miracle. Now, it didn't just come easy. It took time to locate a coach like Coach Benga Ogumbote, who, of course, you know, has a lot of history on his side when it comes to performance in football. We located him, and we used it to change the person that was there, who abandoned the team. And since then, it's been what you're talking about. Sharks passed through a process of transformation, because the Sharks we met on ground was not Sharks that could win laurels. We met a Sharks that we were told that all the players were on loan, apart from Odinga, the captain, who said that he was not on loan. And we told them that we told the team that we cannot have a team of loan players. That's almost like not having a team. And so we should be able to have players that we can call Sharks players, not players that are on loan to Sharks. And so we offered to register them as Sharks players and see to whatever financial obligation that is attached thereto. But they chose rather to leave and seek greener pastures elsewhere, and we allowed them. And so we started a new Sharks last year. Just a few of them stayed behind, and those ones that stayed behind were not first-team players. Almost all the first-team players, apart from Odinga, left. Thank God we had street soccer at that time, so we were able to get the likes of Piabara, I'm talking about Port Harcourt, Piabara and Moses, and a couple of others into Sharks, and we got some players from elsewhere, from other clubs. And they passed through a period of gestation and just matured at week 23 last year. And you can see what they are doing this year. So when we are doing these reforms, a lot of people didn't understand. Right now we have Sharks players, meaning that if they go for foreign transfer, the funds will come to Sharks, and that will boost our financial profile. Well, it will be a very good thing if Sharks can win the league, and we pray that it does happen. Like you know, and everybody in the state knows, Dolphin has made the state proud in several respects, winning laurels after the other. And, that's why their motto is the pride of Rivers State. Sharks is yes to, even though they have such a large following, and even though they have been in existence since 1972, they are yet to really impress the state at that level of winning the league. They have done very well this season, and they are moving in that direction to winning the trophy. And we just hope that they can sustain this tempo and at the end of the day win the league for the people of Rivers State. For me, it will be very exciting when they eventually win. It's not as much, it's not personal for me that they won because I'm here. I didn't incorporate Sharks. Government is a continuum. A lot of people did things for Sharks, and it will only be a good thing that it happens when I'm here as commissioner. the credit will go to the entire Rivers people and the entire sports administrators, especially football administrators in the state, who have had one thing or the other to do with the brand called Sharks.
All right, that's an interview with the Rivers State Sports Commissioner, Fred Igwe, talking about Sharks of Port Harcourt and why the club has suddenly turned into a contender for the title after what looked like a terrible season. Now, they turned around last year, starting the league in bottom place. For 23 weeks, they were there at the bottom and eventually finishing in 8th place. And kudos to Sharks. But let's see how far they'll go this season. That brings us to the league, because today, Sharks suffered very heavy defeat in Kano. Let's start by showing you results of games played today. We'll talk about the Sharks result as we go on. Abia Warriors, 4-1. They lost to, was it 3-1 or 4-1? 4-1. 4-1, they lost to Akwa United.
They beat Akwa United.
I beg your pardon. How could I say that they lost? They beat Akwa United 4-1 in Umahia. And that game was live on cable TV as well. Kano Pillars, I mean, it was 4-4 today. Because Kano Pillars hammered Sharks 4-1, league leaders.
That was the second game of the day in a particular stadium.
Yes, yeah.
The first one ended 4-0. That was the game that.
Yeah, 4 goals, and that's El Kanemi against Kaduna United, ending 4-0. Before Pillars now beat Sharks 4-1. It was like El Kanemi opened the floodgates and Sharks, Pillars just keyed into it. Rangers scored 3 goals against Lobi. Christian Obi also recalled from suspension, scoring 2 of the goals for Rangers. And Emeka Ize as well, scoring for Rangers. 3-1 over Lobi, so it looks like they are smiling now. Dolphins 2-0 over FC Taraba in that one. Enyimba as well, beating Gombe United by 2-0 in another game played today. Giwa beat Crown 2-0
yes.
in Jos.
Yes.
And then this was a massive game in Akure. Sunshine again failing to win at home. 2-2 against Atlant. Sunshine have played the most drawn games this season.
Against teams that are very traditional teams.
Pillars in Kano.
Akwa. They
play
the Enyimba.
Enyimba and Akure.
They played Sharks 3-3.
Yeah.
They played Atlant.
Yes. They played Warri Wolves. They beat Warri Wolves.
They played Rangers.
A lot of drawn games this season for Sunshine. And then Nimbe at home and Nasarawa United ending it goalless. These are the results, of course, from the game. But let's do something very quickly. Let's take you to Uma here. Allow you to see how Abia Warriors were able to beat Akwa United by 4-1. Okay, let's just talk around it, because you follow the game. And the first thing that we talked about is what has happened to the Umahia Stadium. It was looking a lot better a few weeks ago.
Just the first game against Kaduna United was there.
The game against Warri Wolves was also there. Was a lot better.
But I don't know what happened to the pitch.
Like,
I don't know whether cattle ran across the pitch. I don't know, but something has to be done to the game would have been better because
does it mean that the pitch will now go brown?
But the team would have done a lot of good for the quality of game.
Because of the football. I mean, look at this. This is not exactly.
I think
exactly not the kind of
venues for league matches lack, standard drainage system to drain the floors when it rains. So that's why the water remains on the pitch. You recall what happened last Saturday at the Samuel Obomudia Stadium when Heartland played by United. They had to conclude the remaining 15 minutes the following day.
Build up to the goal.
Build up to the first goal of the game. Okay, let's allow you to just enjoy the highlights. We'll come back for more.
That has been achieved with a plumb there. Chisom Chikatara. He got a goal in the opening week of the game for Abia Warriors via the penalty spot. And here he comes again. Uluocha with the penalty. Uluocha rolls it straight down the line. Very weak penalty, but perhaps well calculated to beat Kayode Olufemi, and that's precisely what it did. He has a good left foot. He plays with both feet, but his favorite foot is the left. Walks up gently to that one, and he takes it, deceives the goalkeeper completely. And Joseph Onoa just went the wrong way. And here the Warriors come again as a true passer. He's offside. He will score. And that will score. And it's 3-1. It is 3-1. Peter Onyekachi. He just sloping along. He wants to slay that pass. The pass comes, he kills it, he takes his time, he scores, and that's a wonderful finish. Cold-blooded finish. Absolutely fantastic from Peter Onyekachi. Well, Chisom Chikatara. He has been magnificent. He took his time, he killed the ball, he allowed time, he picked his spot, he finished off with great aplomb here. Absolutely terrific.
What can you say? But just look at the effort being put in here by Onyekachi. It's absolutely fantastic. He had to run outside the pitch of play to get ahead of his man. I have had that for a finish. Look at this cross, wonderful.
The Abia Warriors number 10, Chisom Chikatara. Onye has an interesting story around him. Yeah. Groundnut seller, picked up by the coach. I beg your pardon, kola nut seller. The son of a kola nut seller, helping the mom to sell kola nut. But with fantastic football skills. I mean, painting up Umahia Red with goals.
Yes, so another story of from grass to grace. You know that
if it continues this way,
the story of so many footballers all across the world. You know, coming from nowhere to becoming, so famous, so so rich, well loved by everybody. So if it continues in this third, I think
2 goals today.
2 goals. He scored on the first day of the season 2 in the season opener, and he's been doing so well for the team. So if he continues, perhaps. I mean, I know that there's some national team coaches who will also be monitoring him.
Maybe the 8 great teams, under 20 and 23.
Even for scoring, he scored 2 goals in this game. Yes. Even for scoring, he has some. It could have been 4 goals for.
Created plenty of opportunities to score goals. But let's look at another side of this game. Dumnodi, Akwa United had a goal disallowed.
A goal disallowed. A goal scored by, of course, I don't know. A goal scored by Kufu Ebong, but the referee on the far side thought otherwise. But these are the top four. We have Sharks on top on 30 points.
Before we talk about the top 4, let's just say something very quickly. We'll talk about that disallowed goal maybe later because we are pressed for time. One game not played today, Dumnodi, is the game at the Warri Township Stadium. We'll come back to the top 4 later on. The game between Warri and Bayelsa United was going on.
And pictures from
these are the pictures. This is the picture. Onye. Unless you want to swim, you can't play football.
Water polo.
This is a semi-river.
Water polo.
I mean, you can't obviously play.
Obviously, that's why the game was moved to tomorrow.
On this pitch, and that's why I said some of the stadiums have poor drainage facilities. You know, we have seen matches in Europe where it rained all day and matches still went ahead. So we should do something about the drainage system.
Drainage.
Absolutely. So you cannot say because there's rainy season we should not continue with the season.
Not play football.
The rainy season will always be there. They will come and go. We must play football. We must prepare adequately for such situations.
So, Dumnodi,
that game will be played tomorrow.
Warri Township Stadium.
Yeah,
that game will now be played. Hopefully,
tomorrow.
by that time, this water would have drained off.
And the Evans will be merciful.
And the Evans will consider that these guys need to play football as well. All right, let's go now and take a look at what it looks like at the top of the log, and also look at the bottom of the log. Probably read a few of your comments on Twitter before we close the show tonight. Sharks, in spite of the fact that they have lost 2 games on the bounce, are still on top. 30 points.
30 points.
Yeah, but Pillars are keeping pressure on with 28 points. Pillars, Enyimba, 28 points. Nasarawa United, 28 points. So it's now very tight. The race now very tight at the top of the log. Let's check out the bottom 4. Wow. Dumnodi.
Well, Bayelsa United, they have 3 games, so it means it could change because one of the games is against Kano Pillars in Kano. Kaduna United, so shocking. They lost today against Academy Fund, so I puts them on the team position. Gombe United, their 2-0 defeat at the hands of Enyimba puts them on 90 position. Nimbe City, check out the goal difference, minus 20, 15 points. I don't know whether that will count, but they need to keep winning because so that you can reduce. You can get more points, but the goal difference.
That goal deficit minus
20 is too huge.
It's too huge. It's too huge. So that's what it looks like at the bottom. Well, a lot of people are talking about showing the league table. We've just shown you the top 4 and the bottom 4. You now know where exactly your teams are placed on the log. Dumnodi, after the games this weekend, the league will go on break for the World Cup.
Yes, but we still have we have a couple of
and we have to also tell people that the games played today were rescheduled week 12, match day 12 games.
But we still have some outstanding games.
We have
Bayelsa has some games. Even Giwa, Nimbe has games to be played. So those outstanding games has to be cleared, whether after the World Cup or before the World Cup.
All right, so we have to wrap up the show on this note and say a very big thank you to you. We are going to be leaving you, of course, hopefully with highlights of the French Open, and tell you that Rafael Nadal today beat his compatriot David Ferrer to forge ahead in the French Open. We'll leave you with some highlights from the French Open and also highlights from the Hockey World Cup currently going on, and of course ask you to enjoy the rest of your night. That's the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye now.